Ever feel like you're working so hard but getting nowhere? You're not lazy, you're not broken, you're just missing one crucial thing. Clarity. When you don't know where you're actually headed, it's easy to stay busy without making real progress. But what if I told you the secret to getting more done with less stress is actually starting at the end? So let's talk about why this concept actually works. Let's take a road trip, for example. You don't get into the car and just head in any direction. You plug in your destination and then you get your route. Your goals work exactly the same way. When your brain knows where it's headed, it starts solving the right problems. It filters out distraction, boosts motivation, and helps you make smarter decisions. Research from Locke and Latham shows that specific goals lead to higher motivation and productivity. And when you plan backward from your goal, you're not just hopeful, you're strategic. You're more confident, less stressed, and highly more likely to actually finish what you set out to do. So let's talk about this phrase, begin with the end in mind. It's actually a phrase that comes from Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And it simply means having a clear vision of your destination before you start your journey. This can be applied on any level, like big picture, what kind of career do you have? What kind of lifestyle do you want to live? On a smaller scale, what's the point of today's meeting? And even in micro ways, like what do you want to get done in the next hour? Once you're clear on the outcome, everything else is easier. So let's talk about step 1. Define your end goal clearly and tangibly. Not something like be productive. That's too vague. We want to be more specific so you know exactly where it is you need to go. Try something like write the first draft of my pitch deck by Monday at 3 o'clock. When goals are specific, they become real. And when you can actually see them, you're more likely to reach them. And as a bonus tip, something that will make you even more likely to actually fulfill what it is you say you're going to do is writing down your goal in some place where you can see it. Put post-it notes all over your house. Put it on your computer. Put it on your bathroom mirror. Wherever you need to have that constant reminder and keep it front of mind, which is really helpful for anyone who is neurodivergent or who is juggling a lot of priorities. So if you just keep it right in front of your face, you're more likely to remember the thing it is that you need to do and the goal that you set out and when you're going to do it so you can actually follow through. So what's the next step after you've defined what your end goal is? Well, we recommend that you visualize. Visualization is powerful. When you can actually picture yourself succeeding at what it is you want to do, it boosts motivation and helps to increase your confidence. But there is a catch. Just fantasizing about success can actually backfire. Your brain gets a dopamine hit from the fantasy and makes you think that you've already achieved it, which can kill your progress. So here's the trick to making visualizing actually work for you and keep you grounded in the process. You use mental contrasting. You picture the goal, but then you also name the obstacles. This combination gives some real grit to what it is you're doing. You go from just daydreaming to making actual tangible progress. Okay, so you've defined your end goal, you've visualized yourself succeeding at it and also named what obstacles there are. Step 3 is going to be actually building the plan to get there, breaking it down into the actual little steps that are going to take you in the direction of that goal. Using the principle of SMART goals can be really helpful here because it can help you to break down each of those little pieces into the action items that you need to do. Using a SMART goal, which you've probably heard that acronym before, it's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, allows you to take each of those steps and make them as specific as possible. So instead of saying something like launch a website, you say, I will write the code for the website by Friday. I will get the pictures that I need for the website by next Tuesday. It gives you a roadmap to follow to make that progress that you need to attain. And as you're defining that roadmap, a good step 4 is to prioritize what actually moves the needle. It's really easy to get busy doing all the things, but are they actually effective? Are they taking you closer toward your goal that is going to actually make a measurable difference? So for each of the tasks that you're defining, ask the question, does this take me closer to my goal? And if the answer is no, that's just noise and you need to get rid of it. So step 5 is where it actually gets practical. You've defined the goal, you've visualized it, you've broken down the plan and prioritized what moves the needle. Now you actually need to do the stuff. You need to do the time management portion of the actual achieving. Some things that can be really helpful for you to actually put those plans into place and do the thing you said you were going to do are simple steps like time blocking. Schedule the actual time when you are going to work on your goal. Do a weekly check-in with yourself so you can review what you've gotten done, what things in your life may be impacting, whether you're making progress or not, and how that can look moving forward. Making micro milestones for yourself where you break some of these bigger pieces down into even smaller and smaller chunks so you can get those little dopamine hits, get the wins, and have greater motivation and momentum moving forward. And give yourself some accountability. Tell someone what it is you're trying to do. Tell them when you're trying to get a task done by a certain day or time so they'll check in with you. Sometimes just that little bit of extra added pressure is what you need to actually get the ball rolling. And all this came from just beginning with the end in mind. It sounds really simple, but it's really transformative. When you start working backwards from your goals, you're going to see greater momentum, performance, and motivation than you ever have before. When you define where you're going, your brain just shows up differently. Your time becomes intentional and your focus gets sharper. And if you want even more of the science-backed details behind this whole idea, we have a great article over on our website that we would love for you to go check out. It links to extra articles and videos and very clear processes to help you completely figure out how to begin with the end in mind and apply this to all different areas of your life. So check that out at flown.com. We've got the link in the description below. And be sure to stick here. Subscribe to our channel if you want even more of these kinds of videos that are going to help you define the processes that are going to make your life more productive and effective. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you again next week.